Hey guys, Lonely Vampire Boy here, and it's been 5 months since we still got the information of the spring special of Equestria Course coming in 2019, and the only information that we got from Equestria Course is the shorts. Nothing more. And to be quite honest, as of now, I think that what this special is just trying to do is either doing something that's supposed to be improvement over the first season. What do I mean by that? Well, season 1, in my opinion, was mostly a work in progress. I mean, the first special was basically a fan service whoever read the book. And the second special was shipping fan service. I think that the reason why season one's specials wasn't really as focused and really much more developed was because they probably didn't want to take itself a bit seriously, like in Legend of Everfree or Friendship Games or any of the movies that came out before the specials in 2017. So I really think that for the information of what they're going to do, specifically for next year, which is going to be 2019, they probably put all their effort onto the specials. If you saw one of my other videos of Equestria Goes, you may notice that there's going to be 2 specials like before, and also a movie. And I did heard that the movie is going to be planned and premiered in 2019. It could be in the fall or the winter, but we don't know for sure. Anyway, I really got nothing. I think the only thing I have to say is regarding the story plot of the spring special. Since that we all know that the characters are going to be at a deserted island, and they're going to be in a situation where they need to find the staff before things get even more worse. I think that they're probably going to put that as the main focus. I know people are going to say that the Shadowboats could return, but the thing is, I think it's going to be in the background. Sure, you can say that Rainbow Dash is going to be the main character of this special because apparently she came with Twilight and Sunset to the other world, but the thing is, I don't think that having a plot with Rainbow Dash and the Shadowboats hanging out isn't going to be a good idea for the main plot of the Spring special. Because for one, it may be original to have Equestria Girls be its own thing, but this second era of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic isn't really working out for Equestria Girls in my opinion. I mean, it is for some people, but with specials like Roller Coaster of Friendship, you might understand why. So I think that the Rainbow Dash plot with the Shadowboats, if that's going to be a thing, it's going to be in the background for the most. And as for the villain, which could be Rosalit Nibella, I think, I still doubt that she's going to appear on the special. She's just going to appear in some of the shorts. Just keep in mind that just because she's kind of similar with Principal Cinch because of her design, I don't think that's really a possibility since we saw her shaking hands with Twilight in one of the screenshots. So I highly doubt that she's hiding anything. At this point, they have completely used so many female villains that it's starting to become really repetitive to the point that it's starting to become way more lackluster than before. I mean, I know they can't top of what they did in Rainbow Rocks, but they can't just sink completely. Being original is still important. And I should probably get into some of the things that I discussed in my other videos, and that is Flash Sentry. I think that at this point, the more I think about it, I pretty much knew that Flash Sentry isn't going to have much of a focus. I mean, we all know that he's going to be part of the special, but more of a background character. which I still found completely disappointing, but at the same time, it's been several months since Roller Coaster of Friendship, and it's been a year since we saw that music video of Good Vibes, and I still think that even though that I can understand why he's not getting as much as attention, I still think that he deserves some kind of respect and some kind of payoff. People may say that, well, people hate Fast Century because he's too perfect and stuff like that. The thing is, I don't hate characters like that. I mean, sure, there are different ways that you can despise a character for different reasons, but when you literally hate a character who is being completely perfect, and the fact that you don't see more of him is a good thing, really makes it really difficult for me to get used to his new character and his new way of moving on. Especially that Twilight Sparkle, and I'm talking about the princess counterpart, isn't aware of any of this. Believe me, if you were in this situation and you were Twilight Sparkle, what will you feel? Believe me, you would probably feel the same situation that Flash is in if Twilight isn't aware of anything that's going on. Granted, it's something that they shouldn't do for Twilight Sparkle because she really doesn't need a love interest, but they should at least have her know what's going on. I just can't stand stuff like that. Anyway, let's get into the part that you probably are familiar when you watch my videos, and that's me talking about Twilight and Sky Twi. It's been 2.5 years since I've been talking about this topic, and I'm still going on with it even to this day. I still think that it could happen, but at the same time, if it didn't, then the spring special could be more of a lackluster than I thought. Why? Well, granted, we didn't see any information of what we saw in the Comic-Con panel that we saw in July, but at the same time, it was more of a mystery of what we could see in the spring special. Because for one, they really hyped this up really, really good. I mean, this isn't even storyboard animation. This is the final cut animation. This is the best that they could do to show off of what they did. And they did this after Roller Coaster of Friendship. Keep in mind that they didn't hype up Roller Coaster of Friendship in the promos because they pretty much knew that, well, apparently it's not going to be as good as Forgotten Friendship. Because Forgotten Friendship was based off a book, while Roller Coaster of Friendship was based off of shipping that didn't continue the story, and the jokes and comedy really didn't work. So I got a feeling that all that work on Roller Coaster of Friendship was lackluster, while most of the effort that they did was probably on this special. Believe me, if you made 2 specials and you're in this situation, you will probably make one special really lackluster, while you make the next special really great to worth your time watching. It's kind of like Free Birds. Well, VFX didn't put a lot of effort into it, and then next year, later in 2014, they made a movie called The Book of Life where they put a lot of effort into it. You see the comparison here? I think that they're trying to at least try to put some effort into one of the specials and pretty much had to give up on one of the other specials because at this point, 2019 is going to be the final year where Friendship is Magic season is going to end. Well, Equestria Ghost will continue. I mean, think about it. I think that the more you think about it, even though this is supposed to be the second era of a Friendship is Magic and Equestria Ghost is kind of part of that category, you have to face the fact that they're literally putting less effort on Equestria Ghost because they're still working on the 9th season of My Little Pony, especially that they're making 3 specials, 3 completely involving My Little Pony and not Equestria Ghost. So I think that for the final year, like I said in my earlier videos, videos, I think that they should have Princess Twilight return at least once. And if they're going to do it again, it would be either a movie or a time while the show that Equestria Ghost is coming to an end, while Sunset Shimmer is returning home. And I should probably get my tracks on the schedule that Hasbro is doing for 2016 and 2019 and 2020. Since they're focusing on a lot of things going on in 2019, mainly the spring break special and another special that we don't have any information on, you can tell that they're trying their best to at least putting some effort on what they have for Equestria Girls. Again, they're putting their effort on season 9, and then even when that season is over, they still have Generation 5 to deal with. And the fact that people are still completely scared that Generation 5 might change the bowling community depending on what's going to happen, you need to understand that change is still a thing in order to have people like me will easily follow. I still think that Generation 5 will still be able to save the bowling community. And if it completely saves the bowling community, then I hope that Generation 6 does the same. Again, Generation 4 can't last forever. I mean, it would have been awesome to have Generation 4 to be the longest running season of My Little Pony, but the thing is, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel of what they have for season 9. I mean, people, like some of my subscribers, completely are done with My Little Pony because of the school episodes, and it really hasn't been the same since new characters like Starlight Glimmer and Student 6 people, if you know what I mean, completely have episodes of their own in My Little Pony. So I can really understand that they'll need to do a Generation 5 and a reboot to do it. I mean, sure, I want Generation 5 to be a sequel, but the more I think about it, I think Generation 5 needs to be a reboot for what they can do for the next step of MLP. So anyway, I think that of what's going to happen in 2019 could be an improvement over season's 1 season of Equestria Girls. Some people may be disappointed that they're not doing 22 minutes episodes or stuff like that, but the thing is, they pretty much don't know what to do with the other characters. I mean, they can only do characters like Microchips and maybe Timber Sprites into 2-minute or 3-minute situations. They really don't know what to do with them in 22 minutes or actual movies. I mean, Legend of Everfree came out 2 years ago, and as of now, it's still the latest Equestria Girls movie. And no, I'm not qualifying the 2 specials that came out in 2018 because there were 22-minute specials, 44-minute specials. I don't qualify 44-minute specials as movies. And for what's going to happen in the spring special that I'm still thinking is going to be called Friendship Cruise, I think they're going to put more effort in saving all the surprises and effort into this. Like I said, that staff from the movie that people are still discussing it, and it's a really good idea to have Twilight Sparkle to return. It's the only way to stop any of the madness of what's going to happen. I've already made a story analysis, and I really think that of what I say could really happen in this. Sure, not every analysis predictions can be true, but for the way I see it and for what happened in 2018, I'm sure they're going to be very serious on to have Princess Twilight return. Sure, they're not going to put more focus on the portal leaking more magic, but they're probably saving that for the movie. I got a feeling that the specials and shorts are just going to be for distraction for the most part and something that we can keep us occupied. And they're just probably taking a break of making movies since they've been releasing movies non-stop from 2013 to 2016. So to be quite honest, I'm still having hopes for this. And even when it's released and it might or not have the things that I want. I'm still going to review it, but my perspective is still going to be very mixed, just like my point of view on the Equestria 22-minute specials and Roller Coaster Friendship. Just keep in mind that I'm not going to be able to please everyone with my review and my point of view of the special itself. If it doesn't have the fan service that I've been waiting since 2016, then I won't look at it as one of the best specials, depending on what happens. But if it does have the fan service that I've been waiting, then you might see me as more of a person who actually respects Equestria Girls for what it is. Because at this point, it's been going on for 2 years, and there's something I need to address, is that Skytry hasn't been in the focus in a very long time. In case if you don't know, 2016 was the final time where Skytry has a focus in a main plot, which was Legend of Ever 3. And then in 2017 and 18, she never has a focus in one of the specials. She was mostly in the background, and then when she came to the Pony World, she is completely freaked out of being a pony since this never happened to him. It's kind of like when Sonic the Hedgehog completely turned into a werewolf or werehog, whatever you prefer, in the Sonic Unleashed video game, and he isn't as much quirky and more cool like he used to in the other games. That kind of comparison really needs to prove on the drama that Twilight and her friends are going through, and they have to face the fact that they need Princess Twilight's help for this. Because, to be honest, what is the point of having the 3 characters going to the pony world when they were from the human world for a reason? And the last time that we saw them in the promo, they were in the forest. Sure, they can be lost, but don't completely think about it too much, because Sunset Shimmer has been in the pony world a lot, but he just isn't used to her pony form that much like he used to. So she can pretty much knows where to go, and if you're going to add that as a plot hole, then please don't. You're really overthinking about it. And I think that Human Twilight's drama on the situation is the fact that they need to face the fact that they can't face the staff. I mean, sure, they still have the droids around their necks, which I completely noticed months after I saw the screenshots in links. But at the same time, they went to the other world for a reason. And I really hope that this part that we see right here is part of the end of the second part of the special. There's 5 parts, and I really think that they need to put this in the second part in order to put more effort and more ideas of what they can do in the final 3 parts of the special. For what they have here of a ship on a ship in the ocean in the middle of the nowhere and completely getting abandoned on a deserted island, you know that there's a situation of what's going to happen here. I know it could be mainly focusing, it could easily focus on the cruise aspect of the characters that are on, like maybe they're going to film the time with some of the rooms in the cruise, but if it's going to be something like that or anything, then I really won't accept it, because it will be the same problem as Roller Coaster Friendship has have. They put a lot of filler scenes of shipping moments, and they don't really flesh it out completely. In my opinion, they should probably make shorts of this. They should probably make shorts of the cruise special itself. I think that's why they made screenshots of the theater and the dock party night thing. That's what I really think of why they completely made these links in order to have something going on. I mean, sure, we're going to see more of this in the special since we saw it in the Comic-Con panel thing, but I don't think that anything else could happen. I mean, there could be a musical song going on at the end of the special, for all I know, possibly, since they could be able to fix the ship, but for all I know, that this is mainly for probably one of the shorts, or possibly for the songs that they're going to use. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I really don't have any other Equestria Girls videos whatsoever, because I pretty much explained everything I need to say about why the plot of the spring special should really take itself seriously and probably improve itself over Roller Coaster of Friendship. I know that they're not completely goofing off like they're doing in Roller Coaster of Friendship in the 3 22-minute special, since they're taking itself seriously and having characters going to the ponytail for real. Again, we don't know for sure if it's going to be for real, but if it does, then I would got a feeling that Equestria Girls Season 2 had a great start. Because we did saw that Equestria Girls is going to start off with the Spring Break special, and it's going to begin with Season 2. I'm not, and this is from the links from for what I saw. So hopefully things will get some improvements over 2019, and then maybe if it really makes it worthwhile in the Spring Break special, then maybe I might be able to like Equestria Girls like I used to. I haven't been close to Equestria Girls since I wasn't into the idea of Equestria Girls being its own thing, but it was in 2016, and I didn't know a lot about Equestria Girls, and I didn't watch much of the show, so more of my earlier videos were completely outdated for the most. And I really hope that people who completely having some hopes and predictions of what's going to happen in the Spring Break special, specifically of what's going to happen, I think that people who might be able to follow the series, if this show easily improves itself, because believe me, if this show completely continues with the thing of being its own thing constantly, without going back to at least one character with Tony and one plot that became Equestria Girls a thing like shipping Flash Century and Twilight and stuff like that, then at this point Equestria Girls is starting to become really boring and really not worth the time to watch. Anyway, I really got nothing else to say. I just still have hopes for Equestria Girls, and if it doesn't happen, then I've got a feel that the second special coming out in 2019 will be the same thing as Roller Coaster of Friendship, but probably even more lackluster. And with the information that we might hear that there's going to be another movie coming out in 2019, which probably continued after what Legend of Everfree left off, then maybe they'll probably put in most of the focus there instead of the two specials. But at the same time, I'm still hoping that the first special of 2019 would be something, while the rest would be the highlight of 2019 for Equestria Girls. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm Lonely Fanboy 3 here, and please, I still didn't see any new information about Equestria Girls yet, and maybe in 2019 we could. They're just probably taking a long break since they've been doing this since November, and they ended it in October, which was close to 11 months if you do the math. Anyway, I'll see you next time, and have yourself a happy new year.